بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Quranic Arabic webinars. This lesson is about pronouncing the TaaMarBooTah. Objectives. To understand what the TaaMarBooTah is and how it is pronounced when carrying on your recitation or when stopping. So we'll briefly cover again what this letter is. So this is the TaaMarBooTah, and it looks like a little ha with two dots on it. And essentially the reason it is like that is because sometimes it will behave as the normal ta. So here we have the normal ta that we're used to, and this one is known as the ta al-maftuha. And we know we have the normal soft ha that we've learned in the alphabet. So the TaaMarBooTah is effectively drawn as a little ha with the two dots, which would normally be on the normal ta. And the reason for that is sometimes this TaaMarBooTah behaves as the normal ta, and sometimes it will behave as the soft ha. So the rules then. So we'll read these rules and then we'll look at some examples on the next few slides. So the TaaMarBooTah is pronounced like the normal ta unless it is at the end of a word and you are stopping on that word. If the TaaMarBooTah is at the end of a word and you are stopping on that word, then it is pronounced as a ha when sakin, i.e. ha sakin. So let's do an analysis. So the first rule. Below is when the TaaMarBooTah is pronounced as a ta. So it's pronounced as you would expect it to be, as a ta, as we are not stopping on the word with an ending of the TaaMarBooTah. So let's take the first example here. Here we have al-qiyamati, and then we have another word. So if we were to read this and we're just carrying on as normal to the next word, then the TaaMarBooTah at the end, which carries a kasra, is just read as t. So in the majority of cases, you will be pronouncing the TaaMarBooTah as a normal ta, okay, i.e. we're carrying on. The next example, and we're presuming we're going to be carrying on after this word, is walal akhiratu. So you just say tu, okay? So again, keeping the rule simple, just read the TaaMarBooTah as if it's a normal ta. Now, the change comes in this case. Below is when the TaaMarBooTah is pronounced as a ha sakin, as we are stopping on the word with an ending of the TaaMarBooTah. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to look at this surah, and this is a very good surah to analyze. So this is Surah Al-Qariyah, okay? And the first 3 verses are listed here. And if you have a look at all these 3 sentences, each one ends with the TaaMarBooTah. So in each of these cases, we're going to presume that you're going to stop on each of these sentences. So the first one, al-Qariyah. Now, the way you've got to pronounce this is because that TaaMarBooTah is at the end of the sentence, we will pronounce that as if it's a ha and it's sakin. So this is very difficult and it's very, very subtle. Sometimes you can hardly hear the reciters doing this, but effectively you've got to have a slight sound right at the end. So on that first sentence there, it will be al-Qariyah, and you'll hear a slight breath, a slight ha at the end coming from the bottom of the throat. So again, it's al-Qariyah, and you'll hear but very, very soft. So if I overemphasize it, it'll be ah, right at the end. Okay, so you'll have to listen, and what we're going to do on the next slide, we're going to have the same 3 lines, but I'm going to have a recitation from Husari, and you can listen to the recitation, or otherwise go onto an online, go to www.quranexplorer.com and have a look at this verse and listen to the first 3 verses. Okay, so there'll be a very slight sound right on the end of that word. So we just pretend that TaaMarBooTah is a ha and it's sakin. So you get a slight ha sound at the end of the previous sound. So the second sentence there would be mal qari ah. And then the last one is again al qari'ah. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next slide and we'll play you Husari reciting these 3 verses.
القارعة ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة.
Okay, so in conclusion, you now know what the TaaMarBooTah is and how to pronounce it in the different scenarios.